Hello, and welcome. Today, the day of my recording, it's October. And you know what October is? October is Spooky Month. And in honor of Spooky Month, I decided that today I will be drawing magical girls in liminal spaces. Why was that my idea for Spooky Month? Because Inktober sounded like it would shatter my wrist. And I like magical girls, and I like liminal spaces. And I wanted to practice backgrounds, and I wanted to practice perspective. Did I do either? A little bit. Did I try to crunch all of this into 1 week? Yes. Should I not have done that? Potentially. Will I be moving to a bi-weekly schedule after I experimented today? Probably. But all that's besides the point. Because the point today is magical girls and liminal spaces. Let us get on with the art. Alright, so for this first one, please don't mind the awkward black boxes at the top and bottom. I exported it with the wrong aspect ratio, and so the time lapse is a little funky, and for some reason it won't let me fix it. But for this one, I found out how grid tools worked, and I wanted to try a fun fisheye perspective because I thought that would be neat. Now, for what's happening, I went for a sort of pool room-y type of vibe. I found this one image on Pinterest of like this water slide going down like a pastel-y dream arcade with a sign that said, "You are dreaming." And I thought that was neat, so I also included a sign that said that. I think it's a vibe. Now, I've never rendered a waterfall before, and I'm not really experienced with rendering water. I feel like I did okay. I had to look at a lot of tutorials for it, though. Now, as for the characters in this illustration, the character on the left is the main character of my webcomic, Llewellyn, and the character on the right is the magical girl of the hour, Shimmering Club. And if you're thinking that sounds like a suit from a card, then you're correct. And if you're thinking that there's already a group of magical girls out there based off of cards, then you would also be correct, but they also should be ignored because I needed something that would reflect a queen's court and not be chess pieces because there are too many chess pieces, and that would be a pain in the butt. And this was the perfect number because I have four and ish main characters, and there are like 4 and ish suits of cards, and it's brilliant and it's perfect. Can you tell that I'm recording this at like 2 in the morning? By how like scattered I sound? Yeah, I'm trying really hard to crunch this in. I want to get it in Saturday morning, you know, like Saturday morning cartoons, but Saturday morning doodles, you know? Will the video suffer from this? I don't know. I'll find out in the morning when I watch it with freshly sleeping eyes. But yeah, that was the first illustration. On to the next. Alright, so this next one I feel like I might need to explain a little bit. I was experimenting. I wanted to make like a full room, but I changed it because I was crunching. It was like Friday, and I wanted, or not Friday, it was Thursday night, and I wanted to get it finished so that I had all Friday to finish the last illustration, which I didn't really do. I actually finished rendering this on Friday, which is technically not the day of recording. It's technically Saturday because it's 2 a.m. But yeah, there's this one particular famous liminal space picture of a yellow hallway full of balloons. I often see edits of it with things like "you are alone" and lots of eyeballs, so I thought about including that, and I did. The character in this illustration is Shimmering Diamond. She is the blue one, and her antithesis character, if that's the word I'm thinking of, would be a character who I've yet to introduce properly, whose name is Oberon, and you're like, well, where's he at? Each character within the series of the King's Circus, that is, has a mask, each with a symbol, and I drew the symbol on his mask in her eyes. because I thought that would be neat. And symbolically, I don't want to give spoilers, but this is cool. I'll nerd out about it later once I've written that out. Anyways, I should probably mention, the designs of each magical girl are not technically final yet. I don't have, like, proper reference sheets for anyone yet. But, if any of you have suggestions, feel free to, send me your ideas via the comments. If you're wondering about her, very interesting hairstyle, for each character in Queen's Court, I wanted to make their hair shape the same as their, like, hard suit. And since she's diamonds, I tried to make her hair, like, diamond shaped. I don't know, it might be kind of ugly. I'm on the fence about it, but I feel like that actually suits her, that it's kind of ugly. Because she kind of hinted at it. But yeah, that was illustration number 2 in the Magical Girls in Liminal Spaces. Next up, we have a 3rd illustration. Wow. By the way, I did a touch of editing off time-lapse, so you'll see that in a second. Anyways, next up, you have a funny little artist rendition of a time-lapse, because silly me did not hit the silly little time-lapse button, and so now you have a silly little fake time-lapse of me flipping through all of my layers. Luckily, this was not my favorite piece. I was also quite experimental with this, and I also tried a fisheye lens. I also tried using a perspective grid, and I am also not convinced that I did a good job. But yeah, for any of you wondering, this is Shimmering Spade. She is the wild card of the group, and I like her a lot. I should have done her justice, and I should have recorded her a time-lapse. Next up, my favorite illustration out of the video. An illustration of Shimmering Heart, Aubrey, and a pool. Shimmering Heart is the leader of the Queen's Court, and Aubrey is the female lead of my comic. And in this illustration, she is currently drowning. I think out of all of the illustrations, this one properly conveys a liminal space. I think I managed to acquire a sort of eerie feeling with this one, which was what I was going for. But yeah, in case you're wondering, they are not the same character. They are 2 different characters. They just both happen to have pink hair. I don't know if I have much to say about the art process for this one, mainly because I finished it right before I started recording, and so I haven't had as long to think about it. But I do like it. I think it came out really neat, and it's my favorite of the video. But yeah, that was me drawing magical girls in liminal spaces. I am sorry that this video feels different than most of what I've done so far. Not that I've done much, but I think my experiment here today has taught me that I should try and strive for either a bi-weekly or something similar to that type of schedule. I'm still experimenting, okay? I think I prefer getting to put more time into a piece. But yeah, it is currently 3 in the morning now. It has been a long day, a long evening, and now a long morning. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a good whatever time of the day or evening it is for you. Goodbye.